What's up? This is Mike from Tech Conversations, and just want to do a video of just a conversation about the Pixel Fold. I'm obviously not going to get into the things we already know about it. I just want to talk to you about this device. A couple things if you're considering this Pixel Fold 9 Pro. I listened to a lot of reviews, and I've had the Vivo Fold X 3 Pro, whatever combination of words you want to say. I have the Fold 5. I have the Fold 6. I've had the OnePlus Open and iPhone 15 Pro. Didn't feel the need to get the iPhone 16 Pro series. But I want to give you just some feedback. I've listened to some reviews, and one of the things you'll hear is, yes, there's other Android foldables out there. We know that. But when you pick up and hold or just use this Pixel series, I don't want to trigger your phones. There's something different about it. There's a feel about it, and honestly, I can see now. I can understand. It's the word I want to think of is butter. There's like a butter smooth kind of feel. You pick up a phone and you open up you hit the Facebook icon, you're going to go into Facebook, right? I mean, it's not complicated nowadays in 2024. You hit the Twitter app icon, you're going to go into Twitter, okay? But the way that this will transition, the way that it moves, the smoothness, it's like a silky, buttery, smooth feel. Just the UI for when you want to, let's open this up. So when you want to be able to just have your screen open and you want to, pull down, instead of having to worry which side of the screen is pulling what, you pull down one time and you get the notification and you get the quick access. All right. Little things like that. Plus the AI on it is pretty cool. It takes Google Gboard, so if you're somebody that uses Gboard, it's going to take it to a whole nother level in terms of some of the things it can do, which I know you've learned and you've probably known about already. So I really do appreciate that. The AI features are just really practical with this device, I will say. Very, very practical. The ecosystem on this, usually when I have a device, I've got the stock photo app, and then I've got Google Photos. I've got the stock music app, and then I've got YouTube Music. I've got the stock email app, and then I've got Gmail, and so on and so forth. Well, what I love about Pixel is it's just right here out the box. You feel really, organized, I guess. And they optimize their own app. So I think that, it feels good to use a Pixel when you're heavily in the Google's ecosystem. We often think about being in the Apple ecosystem versus the Android ecosystem. And I would say most of us are in the Google ecosystem. Most of us use YouTube and have Gmail. And once you do that, well, then Google Calendar. It's not hard to put that in there. Google Messages is just a really great messaging app. It's, makes sense. Google Chrome, Google Photos, it's easy to be in that ecosystem and everything works so much more smoothly. Gemini, I find, works really well here as opposed to like a Z Fold. For instance, if I want to add a note here, I feel like that's easier to do. So if I say, let's try it right now, real time. Open a Google Keep note and write, "Hi, this is a test."
Note created.
Okay, so I can do that here. I have not yet been able to do that in my Z Fold. I'm going to check that actually because it wasn't this easy to do this on my Z Fold. It just gave me more problems. Open Google Keep Notes and write, "Hi, this is a test."
Keep note created.
Okay, so you all right, so you could actually do that. So that's not a standout feature. All right. I was, it felt much more intuitive having that happen here. But you can do that in any phone that's going to have Gemini on it. So I'm going to keep that in the video because look, the truth of the matter is that I got to return this phone, man. Like the truth is that that's a really good segue into why keeping this phone is just going to be a problem for me. Is you get the good stuff with Google that really you can find anywhere else, you know? But they just stop there, you know? Yes, I did mention that there's some, intelligent and practical AI features, like particularly with calling, the photo editing, but even some of the photo editing I can get with a Fold. I can get it through having Google Photos on my Fold. I have a subscription. I can get it through the stock Samsung photo app. It's just not enough customization, man. They won't let me do enough things, and that should be, we all know that about Pixels, but I want to present that to you as something to really consider if you're gonna have this device. It stops it from being as useful, and when you have to pay $2,000 for it, it becomes a big deal. If you paid $400 for it, $500 for it, okay. But like, if I'm fumbling around at night, I want to like turn on my flashlight, I can easily just hit the button and that's on and off. Okay, flashlight is on and off real quick. No problem with my Z Fold 6, my Z Fold 5. I can make the phone be mine. And this phone, as big as it is, because I love how big this 8-inch screen is. Oh man, it's really, it's a night and day size canvas as compared to, let's use the Z Fold 6 here. This canvas, you can feel the difference. I have to like kind of rotate it this way. I don't have my home screen rotate. You have to like rotate it to really kind of get that same square feel. But, with this, it really does feel well, but you can't get the use out of it. So for instance, right, if I want to, let's suppose I want to open up, this here, and can I, let's see here. All right. So, let's, I don't know, let's just go somewhere. Let's see, doing this behind the camera. So, all right, so we all know that you can only do for multitasking, okay? We know that it's just 2 apps, okay? And that's it. You're just gonna have these 2 apps, all right? And I mean, that's not a problem. That's fine, because 8 out of 10 times, 9 out of 10 times, you're not really gonna be, doing anything else other than just using 2 apps, okay? But here's the thing. When you want to be able to say, you know what, let's suppose, let me pull up something here, and just because I want you to really see this. So if I go to I'm just pulling up an example of this for you so that you can see what I'm talking about. If I go ahead and try to do the same thing, okay, and let's see here, just behind camera. Sorry about taking so long to do that. So, all right, so if I have this set up here, and it's much easier to do it than the way I did it. I've been using this, so my brain got a little like, okay, how do I quickly? So, if you're using the phone this way, okay, notice the aspect ratio difference. Okay, Z Fold 6 here, Pixel Pro here. All right, Fold. I'd have to kind of move it this way to get like a similar look, and then you can just see how much bigger, right? Maybe I'll zoom out a little bit. You could just see that this is like a bigger device, okay? And it does feel good, all right? Pause. But here's the thing, is that if I'm like, you know what, I gotta do another task real quick. I gotta do a quick task, okay? All right, I'm just butchering that right now because I'm behind the camera. But let's go back. Let's go back. Okay, So if I have to do a quick task, all right, and I want to move this side tray out, all right, and now I want to jump in like that and do a quick calculation, that, you want that option, okay? And as much as you may not use it often, when you do use it, you want it to be there, okay? There are things in your life that you may not use every day. You may use them once a month. You may use them once a quarter. But when you're ready to use it, you want it to be there, especially when we're getting close to $2,000 for a device. You want that to be there. And I think you feel it a lot with this Pixel. You feel that it's missing, okay? I thought something that really annoyed me about this phone that I think I've only heard like one person talk about is the wireless charging, all right? So wireless charging, you just kind of think, oh, it has wireless charging. I know it's not Q2, but you're like, yo, wireless charging. Here, there's a wireless charger. Put it on there. Boom. That's my Z Fold. It's going to charge. Okay. And that's it. You see it. It's charging. Maybe it'll take a little bit, but I don't care. I'll put it on a charger at nighttime. Let me see. Does my thing activate here? All right. Yeah, I have like a little thing set up. Let me know if you want me to show you how to do this. Kind of simulates what the standby mode for iPhone does. But, it's charging right now, whether it's up vertically or it's in a landscape position, okay? Now, what happens when I go ahead and take this phone, which does support wireless charging, okay? This Fold supports wireless charging, and one of the things that I liked about it over the OnePlus, even though the OnePlus is amazing, you want to be able to just do that. Well, if I go ahead and throw it on here, nothing happens, okay? I've got to try to move it around, and moving it, still nothing happened. Now, you imagine, you're just, after a day, relaxing, you do your routine, you're looking at some stuff, and you throw your phone on the charger at night next to your bed. Do you really want to sit here and be trying to play around with this thing, trying to get it just right on the charger? And look, it still hasn't even, I'm trying to move it around, I'm trying to position it, still does not charge. Well, Mike, maybe this isn't a compatible charger for it. Maybe, no, it will work. I have to find it. I still haven't, okay? That is crazy. If I put it here, okay, it will, let me see here. Let me see. Give me alert. Give me alert. Come on, come on, come on. Like, I cannot, okay, now we found it, okay? But then it's acting weird, all right? This is not because this charger is a bad charger. There's something about what they did with the standard of wireless charging here that may impact you. If you are somebody who has wireless chargers sitting around your house, please consider the fact that this may not just easily support that. You may have to, it won't be as easy as, hey, I'm just throwing this on top and now we're ready to go, okay? I don't know why this is the case. I have heard, shout out to Flossie Carter, I have heard him mention this in passing. When he reviewed this, he was in love with this phone. I could see why people would be in love with this phone. It's just these little things. This is why I started this channel, to talk about these little things that you're gonna encounter, and it's gonna frustrate you. It's gonna frustrate you. Something else that I wasn't really impressed with, and I'm not gonna show it on here because it doesn't make any sense to. But the camera quality on this, man, I love Pixel cameras, man. I got introduced to Pixel cameras back when the Pixel 2 came out. Oh my goodness. My photos were looking so legit. I mean, people would always ask me to take their photos. They'd have their little iPhone X's. I think the iPhone like 10 or whatever was out. iPhone X2. They would say, "Oh, you don't, no. Can you shoot it on that phone you got, Mike?" They wanted me to use my phone to take those shots because of how well it did. And that has always been my impression of Pixel. But the hardware, as we know, wasn't that great. It was, it just wasn't great hardware, okay? Buggy after a while. But man, when I took those photos, see, when I came back to this, I just expected I would get at least that kind of unique camera quality. And from my preferences, I was not impressed with it. Now, that is 100% subjective. I debated even mentioning that to you, but that's something to consider. Here's something else to consider. And I had this experience with the OnePlus. With the Z Fold 6, people have been saying, and I'll even say like the Z Fold 5 really brought this out, the cover screen is too narrow. We want a wider cover screen, all right? And that was me. I was one of those people who's like, oh my goodness, I want this cover screen to feel like a normal candy bar phone, and it can just open up, and now you got the benefit of the fold, okay? And then this came out, which was a little bit wider of a cover screen. And, I still was like, man, that will be nice. And it sent me on this quest, this mission. I got the Vivo Fold, I got the OnePlus, and now I've messed with this phone here. And what I've discovered is this is actually more unwieldy. So it's not as easy. Like I feel a strain. And I'm like 6'1". I'm a big dude. Like I have big hands. It's not as wieldy as just using this. This feels like such a good grip on your phone. Like this is how phones are almost meant to feel in your hand. That's what I love about this design is you get that benefit, and then you get the benefit of it being having a bigger display. Get the benefit of it having that bigger display, and that's what I really like about this. I've come to really appreciate it. I'll tell you what, using this Pixel made me miss my Z Fold 6. And I can understand why people will say pound for pound that this is the best foldable device right now. Now, I know there's a special edition that, where people probably waiting for it to ship. And I was excited about that. I'm kind of hesitant, even though I know the camera's supposed to be great. I like being able to have the option to use this S Pen when I want to. Of course, not in the cover screen, but when it's open. That's not going to have the S Pen support. But I'm concerned that it may be a little bit bigger, and I won't feel the phone is as wieldy. As I've gotten used to just, this is like a tool. It's late at night. You want to get up, go to the bathroom, or you're going to get up and walk around the house or do something. You just you pick this thing up and you just turn the flashlight on. Okay. I can remap buttons on this. That good lock feature, guys, the fact that this does not have good lock that we have in the Galaxy store, that is such a slam dunk feature that Samsung has. That really sets it apart, man. Like, I mean, leaps and bounds. It really gives you the opportunity to customize a device. I mean, they do a good job. Samsung does a good job with allowing you to customize anyway. But Good Lock just takes it to a whole other level. And you really feel that as big and beautiful as this device is, you don't get a chance to, you don't get the most out of it. I'm not able to get the most out of this screen because I can't customize it the way I want to. Like if I want to if I want to use this one-handed this way, I couldn't, right? And you say, well, you wouldn't want to use this one-handed. But yeah, I mean, if I want to just say, okay, let me go look at my recent screens, I can do that. Okay, let me go to the Finder, I can do that. Let me go look at my notifications, I can do that. Like I can move around with one hand. That's a thing with Samsung, all right? Not to mention that my cover screen what's on my outer display can be completely different setup than what's on my inner display, and so I can really make this unique and customize it. That's not even, ignoring the fact that this always on display can be virtually whatever I imagine it to be for the most part. I like that feature. Another thing that was talked about is if you like this clock, which just looks amazing, you cannot. I have notifications turned off for my always on display. I've never done that before. You see how there's notifications here? You see these little icons? I have to turn it off because if I have notifications on here and I get one, it will shrink this down, and it does not look like this. Okay. And so for me, what I've done is I've turned off notifications, so that way I don't have to worry about that shrinking. But now I can't see from the outside what's going on. I can't see, if I have it on a stand, okay, I cannot see the notifications that I'm getting from people, because I like this clock, all right? I do like it. It's all of these things that I'm saying, when you think about the fact that you spend $2,000 for this device, it's like, whoa, Now this device, I did not spend $2,000 for this device, man. I really got hooked up with this, man. But, I would spend $1,600 for this device. This is a complete device. This is a complete experience for a foldable, in my opinion. I miss the OnePlus Open sometimes because of that camera, because it's just a really good camera. And it's not consistently good, but when it gets a good shot, it is a good shot, a sharp image. But you know what? It didn't have a wireless function, didn't have wireless charging. That sucked. I hated that it didn't have wireless charging. It was kind of wide like this, so it became unwieldy, especially with the big. This doesn't have a big camera bump. The OnePlus Open had a big camera bump, but after a while holding it becomes annoying. So I didn't like that, and just the customization. The way I was able to customize my Samsung phone versus the OnePlus, and maybe stay away from it. So I think this is the best all around fold. It is not the most powerful fold, okay? It is not the fastest charging fold. It is not the most feature packed fold. It is not the fold with the best camera system. But it has enough to make it be the best all-around device. This is a long video, sorry, but it's conversations. And look, I'd love to hear some of your thoughts on this. I wanted to really like this, but I've got to return this device because, I feel like I'm for $2,000. I can't use my always on display. I can't even use my wireless. I got to buy new wireless chargers and figure out trial and error which one's going to work seamlessly with this. I don't. It's tough, man. Right? First world problems. So look, let me know what your thoughts are. I mean, I just wanted to make this as real as possible. These are like my real devices that I use, and it's actually made me appreciate. I was using my iPhone for a while, and this made me like, what, I want to use this. Using an iPhone could be convenient for me because my family has an iPhone, and it's just convenient. I have everything set up on my Apple Home, my security, everything. It's just kind of easier. So I want to reach for it sometimes, but this is the best experience, I think, of a foldable phone. And you get the most out of your phone with a device like this Z Fold 6. So anyway, that's all for now. Take care, and until next time.